Nekoosa High School. Today is Friday, May 25th, and there are only 6 days of school left. We have no birthdays today or over the weekend, but on Sunday, the seniors will be graduating at 2 p.m. in the upper gym. Welcome to the first and the last NHSN First Chapter Friday. Let's begin. Today, we're reading Ghost Boys by Jewel Parker Rhodes. How small I look, laid out flat, my stomach touching the ground, my right knee bent, and my brand new Nikes stained with blood. I stop and stare at my face, my right cheek flattened on the concrete. My eyes are wide open, my mouth too. I'm dead. I thought I was bigger, tough, but I'm just a bit of nothing. My arms are outstretched like I was trying to fly like Superman. I barely turned, sprinting. Pow, pow, 2 bullets. Legs gave away. I fell flat, hard. I hit snowy ground. Ma's running. She's wailing. My boy, my boy. A policeman holds her back. Another policeman is standing over me, murmuring, it's a kid, it's a kid. Ma's struggling. She gasps like she can't breathe. She falls to her knees and screams. I can't bear the sound. Sirens wail. Other cops are coming. Did someone call an ambulance? I'm still dead, alone on the field. The policeman closest to me is rubbing his head. In his hand, his gun dangles. The other policeman is watching Ma like she's going to hurt someone. Then he shouts, "Stay back!" People are edging closer, snapping pictures, taking videos with their phone. "Stay back," the policeman yells. Hands covers his holster. More people come. Some shout. I hear my name. Jerome, it's Jerome. Still everyone stays back. Some curse, some cry. Doesn't seem fair. Nobody ever paid me any attention. I skated by, kept my head low. Now I'm famous? Chicago Tribune. Officer, I had no choice. Jerome Rogers, 12. Shot at an abandoned Green Street lot. Officer says he had a gun. That was First Chapter Friday, Ghost Boys by Jewel Parker Rhodes.
September 2020, the class of 2024 freshmen arrived. Today is the senior walk. They persevered through the pandemic and so much more. I interviewed some of the seniors to look back on their high school careers.
What advice would you give for the underclassmen?
I guess just do your work, pay attention, surround yourself with good friends. That's about all.
Alright. What advice would you give for the underclassmen?
Honestly, just do your work. I mean, even doing the bare minimum gets you a decent grade, and that's really all you need to pass.
Alright. What advice would you give to the underclassmen?
One advice I would probably give is to value the time you have, because it usually goes by pretty quickly.
Alright. And what are some of your fondest memories from the high school?
One of my fondest memories was branching out and trying out for new things, like going for basketball, because I beat my expectations and I was actually pretty proud of myself.
Alright then. What advice would you give for the underclassmen?
I would say make sure you actually try to learn. A lot of people will try to skip out, but if you do, your grades will slip.
Alright.
Even if you don't do your mem beans.
Alright then. What are some of your fondest memories from the high school?
I'd say my fondest memory from the high school would be our D&D club, and also me making a Tails doll drawing.
Alright then. What are some of your fondest memories from the high school?
Definitely advisory with Mr. Bogdan. When a kid in our class would always hide his coffee cup, both of his coffee cups, so he'd run around the classroom looking for them, and that was really fun.
Right then. What advice would you give for the underclassmen?
Make sure you participate in everything, because high school flies by very fast.
What advice would you give for the underclassmen?
Probably to be who you are and try not to be someone that you're not.
What is one of your fondest memories from the high school?
Probably beating Watoma in volleyball during our junior year, and then beating them in softball our senior year.
Alright. What are some of your fondest memories from the high school?
Honestly, probably my most fondest memories were during cross country, especially at the night race that we did. It was always such a fun time to do.
Alright then. Thank you. What advice would you give the underclassmen?
Advice for underclassmen, I would just say always try and do your work. You know, it's not worth it just sitting there messing around with your friends all day. You know, getting a good GPA, going to a good college, getting a good job.
Alright.
Yeah.
What advice would you give for the underclassmen?
One piece of advice I would give is to not be involved in drama because it really isn't worth it, and you're better off having just a fun high school career. And then one other thing I would say is to not sweat the little things, because in the big scheme of things, there's going to be so minuscule that it really won't matter, and it's not worth wasting your temporary happiness or wasting your day over something that isn't going to matter in the long run.
Alright. What advice would you give to the underclassmen?
Just to participate in school events. Don't be lame. Pretty much.
What advice would you have for the underclassmen?
Some advice I got for the underclassmen is to try and get along with your teachers and peers the best you can, and set a good example.
What advice would you give for the underclassmen?
Walk on the right side of the hallway and stay out of the way.
What advice would you give for the underclassmen?
Don't listen to Erica. Walk wherever you want. And be kind to your teachers.
What is one of your fondest memories from high school?
I think one of my fondest memories is when we were doing a drill in Miss Bro's class, and she didn't lock the door, and our assistant, like our student teacher, just walked in and was like, "You guys open it."
Alright, thank you. What's one of your fondest memories from high school?
I think one of my fondest memories is when Nancy Bros lit a trash can on fire and evacuated. We had to evacuate the whole school because of it.
Alright. What advice would you have for the underclassmen?
My best advice for the underclassmen would be to push yourself through the first couple years of high school, because if you push yourself to do the best, it'll make senior year so much easier.
Alright. What advice would you give to the underclassmen?
I would say join as many clubs and as many sports as you can. Try to go all 4 years and get coached together after that. And just be shown, show your face to everybody, because everybody will remember you then.
Alright. What is one of your fondest memories from high school?
The night race in cross country.
Alright. Thank you.
Thank you to the class of 2024. Thank you for what you have given to us. We hope to see you succeed. Good luck with what the future holds.
Welkom in Europa, blijf hier tot ik dood ga. Europa, Europa.